let's talk about 5 indie titles perfect for the Steam Deck. Yeah, that's right. We're going full R/Nintendo Switch. This game would be perfect for the Steam Deck, but like, unironically. Furthermore, some of the games on this list have demos that you can try out right now. So let's lay out some ground rules first. The game must have an estimated release date of the current year. It can be a specific date, or a time period, or the slated release date can just be the year itself. It's all fair game. Do note that these games could be delayed after I publish this video, but that's out of my control. Secondly, these games must be on Steam. Yes, you could run other launchers on the Steam Deck. We already know this. The unfortunate truth is that setting up those storefronts can be a hassle for the average consumer. It would just be a lot easier for them to just buy the Steam copy instead of trying to figure out how to set up the Epic Game Store, you know? The third rule is that there's been a lot of deliberation as to whether or not we should include remakes or remasters or reimaginings or whatnot. I think full-on remakes as well as full reimaginings, they're perfectly fine. Remasters, not so much, unless they've never been on PC before. And the last rule is that we're not going to be covering any games with any form of anti-cheat, unless, of course, it's made compatible with the Steam Deck explicitly. So for all of you guys clamoring about the return of Call of Duty to Steam, just keep in mind that Call of Duty now uses a kernel-level anti-cheat, the likes of which isn't supported on the Steam Deck. The games on this list are presented in no particular order. This may not apply to future videos, so keep that in mind. So, let's get this show on the road now, shall we? Do note that these rules are subject to change in future videos. The first game I want to look at is an indie narrative platformer known as Monospace Lovers. You take the role of Clara as she wakes up to a phone that isn't hers, of which there's a series of encrypted messages on the phone, and it's your job to explore this world and uncover the secrets behind the messages. Monospace Lovers purports itself to be a narrative-focused platformer with a script that has at least 100,000 words in it, with a few side quests and NPCs to talk to. It seems like the devs will be able to live up to their word count. The gameplay can be best described as Celeste meets Toho? Okay, before you get turned off by the fact that this is bullet hell, without a keen understanding of binary, you may not understand these puzzles at all. So yeah, for some, I would say the puzzles will be even harder than the bullet hell. But other than the puzzles and the bullet hell, this is a very comfy game. It's a beautiful world, and it's a very serene feeling world as well. And some of the NPCs are pretty funny too. I think it'll be a worthwhile endeavor. And plus, like, you know, there's a demo on Steam and it runs on the Steam Deck. So go ahead and download it today to really see what the game's all about. The next game I want to look at is a game called Signalis. This is an indie survival horror game in the vein of classic Resident Evil. You play as Elster, a technician replica searching for her lost dreams. Admittedly, there isn't a whole lot to say about the plot because I really don't know what the plot is, but this game oozes in atmosphere. It's got a very Cold War vibe to it. There's actually a demo that you can play right now on your Steam Deck, and the gameplay is very reminiscent of older Resident Evil titles, albeit more modern. There's no tank controls here, and of course, inventory management. Admittedly, the demo was very short and only gave us really a taste of what the game has to offer, including puzzles. And honestly, this game oozes in atmosphere, and I have to see more of it. The next title is a game that I've been following for a few years now, generally off and on, and that is Ghost Song. Ghost Song is a Metroidvania that leans more on the Metroid side of things, aesthetically that is, and not without a healthy dose of Dark Souls influence. The art style is superb, and it gives off a very lonely atmosphere, almost like Super Metroid. And having played the demo on my Steam Deck, assuming the rest of the game is as good as the demo, this might be a Metroidvania for the ages. The next game on this list has no demo, but is slated to release sometime this year, is Sea of Stars. This is a classic JRPG in vein of Chrono Trigger. At least the combat sequences were inspired by Chrono Trigger. It's a turn-based combat system, so if you aren't into that, then I'm afraid this game isn't for you. That said, the developers managed to onboard the original composer of Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Yasunori Mitsuda. And so the music sounds amazing, though honestly, given his pedigree, I would have expected it. And for those of you who've played Sabotage Studios' prior game, The Messenger, when you see it, you'll know. The final game featured on here is going to be an interesting choice for a lot of people, and it certainly was for me as well. The name of the game is Goodbye World. A harsh reality, a passion lost, a story of two creators. This is a story of two friends who meet in college, and afterwards, they set out to create their own indie games. However, reality can be so cruel sometimes. There's two halves of the game. One half is 12 stages of a puzzle platformer, and the other half is 13 chapters of a narrative game. This game is very interesting to me because over the years I've become more empathetic to the plights of the average developer. From your low-level developer working at some AAA studio, to the independent developer risking everything for the opportunity to create their very own video game. Hopefully, the story is as well written as they purport it to be, because if the story is good, then this game would be an excellent piece of meta commentary on the state of independent development. And there we go, that wraps up my list of 5 indie gems that are coming out this year. 3 of them have demos, 2 of them don't have demos. If you've got an indie game that you're looking forward to playing when it releases in the year 2022, leave a comment down below. We'll be making more lists just like this one, and many other lists as well. Give us your thoughts in the comments down below. So if you like my content, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, join my Discord server, and also enable notifications.